me through how this patient came in, how the patient fell on your schedule, on your clinic, on your procedure table, and what you encountered.
Right. We had a we had a patient who was bleeding from their prostate. I spoke extensively with the urologist.
This is in the hospital.
In the hospital sector.
Yeah. So this is an acute case of the patient's bleeding.
It's it's like their hemoglobin
was all dropping. They were losing significant blood. I've never seen that from the prostate.
Right. It's very rare. And so it's one of those cases that like not as good surgical candidates. So comes to vascular interventional radiology, which is us, and we tend to specialize in minimally invasive vascular and interventional procedures. So essentially, you want to be able to get out of the hospital the same day if you can, or if you have to do any procedure at all, it's a small little incision. It's not a big surgery. You don't need anesthesia usually. And it was an acute bleed. It was a critical thing that the thing about prostate artery embolization is not too many interventional radiologists have the training to do it. Thankfully, my brother and I both have specialized in prostate artery embolization, where we do enough of them to know, hey, what are the complications, how to do this safely. And interestingly enough, this is actually one of the safer procedures to do in the outpatient-based setting. Being able to manage, X-ray technology to essentially take X-rays and see where the artery is, putting a little catheter in there. And in the hospital setting, there was an acute bleed, but in the outpatient setting, it's usually some guy who's been told he has a big prostate, he can't pee, and he doesn't want to undertake something major like something called a TURP, where you go in and you drill out the prostate. Instead, you go in with these little, very elegant catheters, put in the prostate arteries, and you block them and shrink them down to a point where no surgery, you don't have the complications from major surgery, and you'll leave the same day. That's pretty elegant.
Yeah, so I want to go a little bit more detail into this particular case, which is quite interesting. So this patient had prior prostate cancer, actually, right? And he had some radiation to the prostate. So this wasn't your straightforward run-of-the-mill case. Again, we don't know why he's bleeding. He just presented with probably just urinating blood, right? So he was urinating blood, and